What up, word? It's your boy Sporty Black checking in, and man, I've been off the scene for a minute, but everybody telling me like, "Hey, Sporty Black, what's your opinion on this whole YSL situation? With all these guys copping out, taking all these pleas. The first one, most highly publicized one, was Gunner when he took his plea, and then the judge pretty much, let him know what he was being sentenced to, and he was yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am." Had the whole internet world going crazy, saying the man, snitching on Young Thug or whatnot. Then after that, the co-founder of YSL, he took his plea. Since then, Slime Light Shawty took his plea. Funk took his plea. YSL Lil Duke took his plea, and several others. But this last guy to take the plea, his plea deal is for 30 years, but they basically saying that, but if you get on the stand and testify against Young Thug, then your plea will be 15 years. And, he's admitting to a 2015 murder. And that's the main, strongest charge they got against Young Thug and the whole YSL, because a lot of the other stuff is just saying that, they're a gang and they did crimes, but they really trying to hang their hat on this 2015 murder. And if they can get that to happen, then they go try to, give Young Thug the life sentence. Because basically they trying to make a way where everybody involved can take a plea deal and then in turn send Young Thug to trial and use all these other guys' testimony against Young Thug to prove that he's the leader of YSL, which is a gang, so forth and so on, right? But now, surprisingly, today, two guys that's with YSL, they rejected the plea deal and said they just go take it to trial. You know what I'm saying? They standing on YSL business. They the first two that, just kept it all the way real. How basically what the street would say. But at the same time, who's to say? These two guys, they probably know that the state really ain't got no hardcore evidence against them to incriminate them of anything. So it's a lot of moving parts in this case, which, we all expected due to the fact it was like 25, 26 people on this one indictment. Man, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of different moving parts. So a lot of them guys is like every man for themselves. And Young Thug, he just sitting back in the cut like, his whole life on the line. So it's a crazy situation, but it is what it is. Now, a lot of people ask me how I felt about Gunna in particular. Do I think that he ratted by taking the plea that he took? Well, honestly, I can't really speak for that man, but I do know about the law. He took an Alfred plea, which is saying that he does not have to turn around and, testify in court, and his plea deal is his own individual deal. Therefore, it's not implicating nobody else, so to speak. But at the same time, he's admitting guilt and admitting the fact that YSL is a gang, So how I feel about it, at the end of the day, to me, he just a rapper that, signed to the label, and a lot of the crimes that was did, far from the street perspective or alleged crimes, most of them was done from 2012 to 2015. Gunna didn't come around to 2016. Like the murder case they keep harping on happened in 2015. Gunna was not a part of YSL then. So, you got to look at it for both ways. If he keep it real and, go to trial. But why would I want to go to trial on a murder that I wasn't even around in 2015? I didn't come around y'all till a year after the murder and some of these other crimes. So, you got to look at it from both aspects, both sides of the fence. I ain't saying that I agree with what he did. Only thing I think as far as with Gunna's situation was he probably should have contextualized, his answers when the judge was asking him certain questions, such as was you with Jeffrey Williams when he got pulled over and had drugs in the car, or do you agree that YSL is a gang? You know, he should have contextualized his answers better so that he could have avoided, you know, getting found guilty in the court of public opinion. Because basically that's what it is. A lot of people feel like, you know, he'll sell out, he'll sucker, he'll snitch, or, you know, so you got mixed emotion from both sides of the fence. Me, I'm going to just stay neutral as far as my opinion on, you know, his plea deal, because, you know, each his own. But I'm Sporty Black. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button. It's just my opinion on this whole situation. More content on the way, man. I'm signing off. Gone.